And it's been about a 4-year journey so far, I believe, from the original conception of the idea.
Yeah, we've been working on this for about 4 or 5 years. 5 years on building the centre and 4 years on this walk. And I actually never really believed we'd get here, and here we are, and you're walking too.
I know.
It's unbelievable experience, isn't it?
It is. So where did the idea originally come from?
Well, it wasn't mine. I wish I could say it was. It wasn't mine, but the idea was brought to the hospital, and it seemed like a wonderful link up to the Beijing Olympics, which is happening, of course, this year, and it was a wonderful, you know, connection. The walk kind of symbolising for me the cancer journey, because when we started out in this journey, none of us knew what to expect. It was a little intimidating, a little frightening, and we weathered a lot of different things through it. And every time you get to another section, you feel that you've conquered something. So it's been very challenging, and hopefully people will look at what we're doing and it'll draw interest to the centre. And I know a lot of people say to me, or not a lot of people say to me, why is a centre in Melbourne, Australia important to me when I live in America or France or Germany or something? The reason being that this centre is hopefully a model for cancer centres of the future. It will have the best research with the Ludwig Institute, which is a worldwide institute. They have about 12 of them around the world that share information. It has a huge endowment and is doing wonderful work with vaccines at the moment, and we hope we have some groundbreaking news shortly, we're hoping. The actual hospital will be a healing place. It will be full of light and healing. It won't be like a typical hospital, and we're going to treat the whole person, body, mind and spirit. I hope to offer in the Wellness Centre different kinds of treatments, a place to meditate or pray or for whatever belief system you have, a place to talk to other people who are going through cancer so you can share your experiences, just a place to have a cup of tea and somewhere beautiful and restful on the hospital grounds. But you know, we're also going to have the most wonderful state-of-the-art, newest cancer treatments as well. So it's going to be a comprehensive cancer centre with the Wellness Centre and the Ludwig, and because the research centre is within the hospital, the clinicians and the doctors and patients can all share information right there. So in a nutshell, blah, 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 that was it.
And as you said, it's a role model, which what you're hoping is this will be taken out around the planet for people to start. I've just heard someone come in. Come on in. We actually have. This is a very important, we're not cutting this, we're going straight into filming.
Sweetie, where are you? Hi, darling.
This is a most amazing, please Olivia, could you tell us the story around this little baby?
This is an amazing story because when we were walking through a village 2 days ago, one of the guys walking with me suddenly said, oh my, there's a kitten in the pond. It was snowing, it was absolutely freezing cold.
It was.
And this little guy was floating in the pond. Here's his hot water bottle.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah, thank you. You want to sit on your hot water bottle? I know you prefer. Anyway, yeah, sweetheart. I'm his mama because I was the first. I love you too. He's probably hungry. Anyway, he was cold, he was wet, he was nearly dead. And he has fought for life. He has the most incredible spirit, which is kind of symbolic again of what we're doing and the centre. Hello, little sweetheart. And because we sing my song Magic, you have to believe our magic doesn't stand away. He is now Magic, Austin Health, Ludwig Institute. So he has 3 names, and he's a little strong, little feisty boy. He's about 3 days old.
And I'm just, having seen him from about probably 10 minutes after you got him, and you had him in, I think you had him in a glove or something, didn't you?
I had him in a hat.
In a hat inside your shirt. And he looked half, it's just phenomenal.
You did, didn't you? I know, we'll get some food in a minute.
And who's going to be looking after him?
Well, Stephen, who's one of the cameramen who lives in Beijing, is going to take him. I would take him home, but I can't, probably because of quarantine. He's too little. And he is a survivor. This is what he is. He's a survivor and thriver. He doesn't have his mum. He's just beautiful. Look at you, little kid. He's even filled out, isn't he?
He has, and he's grown so much fur.
Yeah, so beautiful.
And his first meal from you was?
Milk. Oh, yogurt. Yogurt. That's all I had.
Through an eyedropper.
Yeah, that's all I had. And then someone had a syringe, and he's been having milk through a syringe.
And then we had to be taken, because it was so muddy, we had to be taken to the big buses and the little buses, and you were holding him up in the front at the
in front of the heater.
The heater.
It was totally drenched.
And then all of a sudden it looked like he'd stopped breathing.
I know, for a minute there, but he's a survivor. He wants to nurse, and that's a sad thing because he doesn't have his mummy.
Oh, look, hang on, here we come, a syringe. John's bringing the syringe.
Oh, good, we can give him a feed. This is the cutest thing you've ever seen, to watch him feed.
And what is in your intention now with Magic and YouTube and watching him as he grows? What's your plan?
Well, as the kitty grows, is what I'm hoping.
Wow, did you just come up with that?
I did. I thought, wow, he's a symbol.
Yeah.
Look at this little face. You've got to get this.
Wow.
Come on in.
Hey, Paul, have you got that face there? So basically, people will be watching Magic's growth and continuing donations to the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Research and Wellness Centre.
Yeah, baby.
So please, I mean, honestly, this is a miracle. If you could have seen this little cat and how we saw him 2 days ago and what Olivia has achieved through her love, and this is symbolic of really supporting Olivia and what that's amazing.
I love this little creature. I'm going to be sad to leave him. And he looks like a little tiger. He looks like a Chinese tiger. He's a symbol of hope, and he's a symbol of survival. And I know that we're going to reach our goal. It'll take time, but are we going to keep him up on YouTube and you can watch him grow?
Look at his foot here, around here, with you. Look. He's just holding that right there.
Cute.
That is amazing.
Little thing. It's really interesting because, you know, I've had kittens all years ago.
We've got a tissue, please. Just to wipe his little mouth.
Yes, oh yes.
Toilet paper?
I acted like the mother cat. I kept stroking him against the grain.
Yeah.
You have to stimulate their little bladders to make them pee. That's what the mothers do.
Yeah.
So I've been doing all that mummy stuff. Yeah, you might just be in a minute.
This is a very different show to what we planned. Isn't that great? Spontaneity.
It's so beautiful.
Look at how come he's got such a red nose?
I know, that's him. His little character he is.
He's a bit like a Christmas cat. This is the red nose.
There you go, sweet pie. We'll put you on the...
Okay. Where were we?
I don't know, but he's much better than anything we could talk about, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if that ain't going to pull the donations in, nothing will. It's his hat, is it? You want his hat?
That's the hat that
you had
John,
him
who actually found him, put him
As
in
in
this
John
hat.
Scott?
This hat, no, another John.
Okay.
This hat is his little, he likes it, he feels safe in there.
Sleepy pies. Oh, my goodness.
Cute. And he knows my smell.
As he would.
Yeah, baby.
So, Olivia, can we also just share a little bit about, speaking of journeys
How do we
and
talk
growth,
about anything else now?
about your journey and your experience with cancer? Because, and you know, I'm sure you've spoken about it a million times, and it's not that we want to rehash, but part of who is on this walk are cancer survivors and thrivers, celebrities, sporting heroes, and people from the business world who are really behind you. So just can you give us a little bit of how it was for you and your experience?
I had cancer in 1992, breast cancer, and I felt a lump, felt that there was something actually wrong, because I'd had lumps before and they'd been benign. This one I felt there was something up. I had a mammogram, it was benign. I had a biopsy, a needle biopsy, and that was benign, didn't show up. But my instinct, I didn't feel right. My doctor felt there was something up, so he did a surgical biopsy, and thank goodness we found it. And I don't say that to scare women, but I always say, listen to your instinct. If you feel something is wrong, even though the doctors are telling you you're fine, follow your gut.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they found it. It was small, thank goodness, but I had to do chemotherapy for about 8 months.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be 6, but if your white cells are too low, then they have to put it off a while. So it was pretty intense time, of course. In the beginning, very frightening. I mean, probably the first week when you don't know exactly what's going on, when you don't know if it's spread somewhere else, that's the most scary time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was fortunate, it hadn't travelled anywhere else, and I made a conscious decision that I was going to be okay. You know, I had a daughter, Chloe was 7, I think, at the time. Yes, little guy. And it was a life-changing thing. One of my friends who's a Buddhist called me and said, you know, congratulations, because now you will grow. And I remember thinking at the time, I remembered it because it was such a unusual thing to say, but it was so right on because it's so true. And I remember when I went through my treatment and I would go home, or my girlfriend would take me and she'd say, let's do something normal, we'd go to a movie, and I'd be sitting in a movie thinking about what I'd just done, sipping on this drink